Vega Carlson, and in this video I'm going to go over how you can get up to 50% reply rates using your cold DMs. And what makes this strategy so special is not the insanely high response rate, believe it or not. What makes it special is the amount of information that you are able to get from your prospects without having to send dozens of messages back and forth, being very salesy and to some extent harassing them. After I have sent 2 messages roughly with a prospect, I know what the struggle is, I know what their goal is, and I have their attention on 3 different platforms. So what initially was just a cold Instagram DM turned into me knowing what the problem and what their goal is, and I'm having their attention in 2 more platforms. On top of that, you can get away with sending 100 DMs in under 2 hours using this strategy, which means that your bullshit excuse to not do your outreach is not viable anymore. So let's just jump straight into the entire strategy. So how am I able to send 100 DMs in under 2 hours? Like, you can either do this yourself or you can have a VA or someone else take over the process for you. Bottom line is you can get 100 DMs sent out in less than 2 hours. The important part is knowing your market. You want to find competitors of you, competitors to you, what you have to offer, that follows your ideal clients. Instead of manually searching for hashtags or doing the keyword research on Instagram, you go out, you find someone who's already done the nasty work for you, and your first thought may be that everyone is sending messages to the same people then. And that's true. And I'll get back to that and how you can differentiate yourself in just 2 messages. The whole workflow is as follows. You open your competitors' follow list, right? Who they follow, and you scroll through that list. And when you find an ideal page, an ideal client that screams like someone you want to work with, you just open that profile in a different tab, right? So you do that with however many clients or however many prospects you want before you start reaching out. I usually do it in batch, so I do 10 at a time, right? So that my whole screen doesn't get filled up with hundreds of different Chrome browsers and my whole computer shuts down. So that's the simple workflow to how you can send out 100 DMs in under 2 hours. You just open your competitors' follow list because you don't have to spend time prospecting because they have already done the work for you. You just have to scroll through their list and then you have to open the profiles into a new browser and then you go into the message. So what message is it that we have to send in order to actually get the 50% reply rate, right? And the goal here and the whole secret to getting a 50% reply is partially a 50-50 split. The first 50% is obviously the message that you send. That needs to be very well designed, right? What most of you do is either you send a big ass message, like a big chunk of text, ship it out to as many people as possible with your offer, and then you just hope that someone snatches on and respond to you, right? And if you don't do that, you probably just open the convo with "How's it going?" right? Thinking that that is a very friendly way to open a conversation, which in the outside world and the non-virtual world is a very natural thing to ask. But imagine how many people send the same message to your prospects saying, "Hey, how's it going?" Right? They're not going to respond to everyone saying, "Hey, I'm doing good, I'm doing great, I'll have better times," whatever they might say, right? So when you craft your message, you need to put yourself in the eyes of a prospect. And I know you've heard that before, right? Still, you're not doing it. And it's super, super important that you do. You probably get harassed and sent a bunch of DMs yourself every single day, whether it be on Instagram, LinkedIn, or Facebook. And you don't take the time to respond to half of them. Right? So why are you out there using the same strategy as everyone else is using to you when you don't want to interact with them? Right? Because some people want to interact with you too. Right? So you need to give them a reason to reply, compliment them, ask them a question that make you look like a customer, relate to a post they did about something. This is by far the one that works best, right? But the point is be genuine, be a fucking human, right? Talk to someone like you're talking to your friend. That's the most important thing. And then the second 50 split that makes this whole strategy so incredibly good is where you send the message. You don't send it by clicking on the message tab or on the message button, whatever you want to call it. You will just dump your ass in request folder, which most people don't pay attention to, right? You'll have to like their post. You'll have to comment on their post saying that you've DM'd them, which makes you look like a scam artist, right? You'll be associated with everyone who comments DM XYZ page to promote your stuff, right? It's just scam artists, right? You don't want to be associated with them, right? So you need to reply to their active stories. That's how this strategy works extremely well. Reply to the active stories that your prospects have up. If they don't have any, move on to the next one. They might have one next day, right? Because then they will get notified that someone replied to their story. And that notification will bring out excitement in your prospects, right? It's not every day that someone gets a story replied to, right? So you bring out that excitement, they'll be more encouraged to open that message and see it, right? And if you combine the genuine message with the story reply, you'll be able to have upwards of 50% reply rates, right? I've never had less than 30% reply rate myself, and I've DM'd thousands of people. Tell me another strategy where you get 30% reply rate as a bare minimum and where you are able to get up to 50% on a cold fucking DM. I challenge you to find another strategy where you can get those numbers from a cold message, cold interactions, whether it be email, DMs, cold call, whatever it may be, right? 30% reply rate and up to 50%. So as soon as you're getting the replies, you're having conversations, how do you extract all the information like I mentioned in the beginning, where you know their pain points, you know their struggle, and you have their attention into additional platforms? The more platforms you own their attention, the better it will be, of course, right? Because you'll be in front of their face everywhere they go. And if you have a good offer and you are able to market it well, there's no way they won't know what you do. And if the offer is good, they want to work with you, right? So in the second message, after you've sent the genuine message to them, you want to give them something for free. What I usually go with is, yo, by the way, one of our clients just signed 6 new high ticket clients in 24 days. Want me to send you the strategy of how he did it? Like, who on earth would say no to that? This one here. Who on earth would say no to that message there? The only people on this planet Earth that would say no to that is someone who's satisfied with the work that's they're already doing. They are satisfied with their situation and they don't really fancy to change it too much. Or the other half that might say no is just stupid knobheads, right? So basically, the majority of people you speak to will say yes, okay? And the freebie that you have, whether it be a PDF or a video, that is going to be posted inside of your Facebook group. Right? Boom, you guessed it. And in order to join the Facebook group, they have to answer your questions, right? Number one, what their struggle is. Number two, what their goal is. And then the third question is for you to collect their email so that you can, and they will get something in return, right? So all of a sudden, you have their attention on Instagram, Facebook, and email. Now that you know what you need to know, like now that you know what you know, it's super simple for you to book a call from here, right? You just drop a message saying, hey, I noticed you were having a hard time with XYZ, getting to XYZ goal. I might potentially have a solution for you. Would you be free for 15 minutes on Friday for me to share it with you? Right? Because you have all the information. When you send a message or when you reach out to someone, your goal is to find out their struggle, your goal is to find out their goal, and then you want to bridge that gap, right? But the old process of doing that is harassing by sending a lot of DMs, right? People don't want to engage with that anymore, right? So by doing this, you already know both those points without having to do anything, okay? Super, super simple from here. And if you're new to the channel, I haven't posted in a while, so we're going to be a lot more coming out. So drop a subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video.